Okay, John, I got your radio here. This is your CRT that you sent me. So I'm just starting on it. Let me check it out before I do anything to it. I think you got this from Europe directly or something. So I'll make sure everything's working before I do anything to it. So I don't know if you've already used it or not. I guess I'll find that out in a minute. All the user manuals and stuff there. Did they give you a programming cable? I don't think so. No. I don't know if you want one. I have one that I can offer you. That's up to you. I'm going to program it anyways for you, so you'll have the stuff that I normally do to these. But if you ever want to change anything, the programming table is kind of useful. You can get software from the internet for it. Assuming maybe it was used once or twice. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but a couple marks on it and stuff. Otherwise, it looks alright. It looks like it's new, but I'll just figure that out when I hook it up here. So. Yeah, I'm not going to sell these anymore. I do like the radio. I have the KPO DX5000 Plus, which is a very similar radio, except cosmetically it looks a little bit different. That's the one I like to sell more because I deal directly with the manufacturing, the company that has the radio made. I don't deal directly with CRT. So, you know, for me it's more beneficial to deal with my supply source directly with KPO and sell their radio. So I'll be selling their radio in the future in the summer here, but it's very similar, pretty much identical to these. Yeah, maybe I don't think you ever used it, so that's fine. We'll just do this. So you hold this button and that button and turn it on. Now it says 1 band, so you make it say 2 band. Then you hold function. It says reset. It'll reset itself. Now it's done. I can power off, power back on. Now we have the CB band up here, and all the other bands are here. It doesn't go down to 12 meter out of the box when you do that, but I'll add that in. And let's just make sure that noise reduction works. Yeah, that works. I have seen a couple of these where it didn't move out of the box, so that's why I wanted to check that. So I'm just going to send the software into it right now. That way that's done. So let me find my cable. That's the wrong cable. Actually, this is the right cable. Just a second. Whoop. Kind of bumped the camera mount. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'm not really a vet professional taking these videos, so I apologize for that. Alright, so I had to get up and plug my cable in to the computer, and now I'll just plug that into that little micro jack on the back of the radio. That's that little jack back there that you'll see between your, I think that's the CW key and the external speaker. So there's a little jack back there. I plug this in. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to get my computer and I'll boot up the programming. I'm just going to keep this video going because if I stop it, then it becomes like a... this is just going to be for you. If I do something where I'm going to advertise, you know, the alignment or something, then I'll restart it. But we're looking for CRT 6900V right here. So we'll go to setup, communication port. Yep, that's good. All right. Let me see if I still have that file on here. Yep. Link to radio. Okay, so now it says PC because I'm sending information into the radio. So that's done. So that part's done. That was quick. It's hard to see the radio in the lighting that I have here because this is a darker. The blue kind of focuses too much on the blue, which makes it dark. But unfortunately, that's kind of the way it is with these. So now when we go to band A, you'll see that at the very top, which is number 41 through 50, or 41 through 51, that's 12 meter band, so you have to have an amateur license for that. You can't transmit there without it. You can listen, and you have to have an antenna that's set up for that. The rest of this, I need to change all these to the 5, because for some reason it doesn't carry through. This is the United Kingdom 40 channel FM band for CB radio that I put in these, so you can listen to this in FM mode. You'd want it to be. For some reason they all end in a 5. In the software, even though I have it punched in, it doesn't send it to the radio correctly, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is, I guess. So again, you can, I guess, you know, I'm not saying you should transmit up here, but since it's an unlicensed band in the United Kingdom, you know, technically you're not supposed to transmit above channel 40 on CB. I mean, realistically, you shouldn't be using this radio at all on CB in America. This is an amateur radio. You can use it on 10 or 12 meter, but I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. It's a good radio. It's very clean output, so it's obviously way better than a lot of the other ones that tons of people are using on the CB band. So, but you just want to make sure if you're going to transmit up here that you have an antenna that has a decent standing wave up here, because this is quite a bit higher than the standard channels 1 through 40 CB. So, you know, some antennas won't work too well up here. I'm not sure what you're planning on using for an antenna or anything, but okay, so that's done. So that'll stay there now. So we'll go to D band. This is your channels 1 through 40, but what happens is it'll keep going now, and I have it in order of the frequency. So it'll go up to 605 and down to channel 1, C band 26515. I don't know if this one's in order. Yeah, this isn't in complete order, so you see there's a jump in the frequency there. So to get that, you would hit this 10K jump button. You can see it says 10K and it went up. So again, transmitting down here, it's going to be one of those things. It's not really, you shouldn't be doing it. I can't tell you what you can do. I mean, I'm not anyone of any authority, so if you want to use those frequencies, use them. Just make sure you have an antenna that's obviously, you know, resonant sorry, on those channels. So that's the main thing. You don't want an SWR of, you know, I like to say stay under 2.0 to 1. So that's just me. I'm going to plug a mic in here. We got the antenna already hooked up, so I'm just going to test the power, make sure it's doing power. Yep, it's doing good power. And whoops, geez, oh Pete, I haven't used this in a while. This is my camcorder, and yeah, so we're doing about 37 watts FM, which is okay. AM 1 2 3 1 2 3, check check, hello. 1 2 3 1 2 3, up about 45 on AM, and sideband. 1 2 3 1 2 3, about 44 on sideband. So yeah, it's doing good. It's working. Let's check the receiver before I do anything more. I just want to make sure that's working the way it should, and then I'll start my alignment, and then I'll probably stop the video, and then I'll just do a normal video for that on my phone if that works for you, because it's just, you can see the radio better, I think, and everything. But it's easier when because I always test radios when someone sends me a radio on camera. That way, and and I know if it's going to work or not, because I want to know what I'm getting myself into before I start. So let's go to AM. And mod. Okay, there's S9, right on S9, so that's perfect. I'm assuming it's going to work fine. I've never really had any. There's never been any when I was offering these to sell and stuff. There was never any failures on the radio. It was the only problem I ever seen with those was the noise reduction didn't work on a couple. So, and the customers that I ended up selling those ones to, I gave them a little discount on the radio, and they were more than happy to take the discount and not worry about the noise reduction. So that was good that they understood what they were getting and everything. So yeah, it's really good receiver. So AM is good. Let's go to sideband. Looks to be really good on sideband too. Let me adjust this down. Yep, it's all good. So it's all good there, John. We'll get started on it, and I will come back on the smartphone and do that video, because it's going to just look so much clearer, and you're going to be able to see the radio. Now if I focus away from the radio, you see how everything lights up. The problem is, again, that blue display, it looks great in person, don't get me wrong, but for some reason, as soon as the camera looks at that, it dims everything, because it's focusing, it's hyper focusing here. Let me see even if I do that, you see how the room lights back up? It's kind of crazy how that is. So alright, we'll close this one out, and I'll come back on the phone.